Hi all. I hope you had a great holiday break and are feeling excited about classes starting soon. Every year at this time, there are two common questions that I hear from volunteers, and we're going to talk about those today. The first question is, how can I integrate my new students into my class with my returning students? And the second question is, what if my class votes for the same topic that we already did in the fall session? Let's jump in. The first question is, how can I integrate new students into my class with my returning students? Well, it's so important to start the session by building class community. We know that a strong sense of safety and community helps set all students up for success. We want to get students comfortable with sharing about themselves and their lives as soon as possible so that they feel comfortable taking risks when we move into the more content-focused lessons. So I recommend spending the first 2 to 3 sessions really focusing on building community. And there are many ways you can do this. An easy one is to use my first week lesson plans that are included in the startup email that Lizzie will send out, because the community building activities are built right in. Maybe you've used these several times, or maybe they just don't work for you and you're looking for some other options. No problem. Give me a call, send me an email, we can brainstorm some together. Another good idea is to maximize group and pair work. These opportunities for collaboration not only increase student talk time, but they're also really important opportunities for students to build connections to each other. When giving instructions for pair and small group work, make step 1, say hi and introduce yourself. Because often students just slide into the work without saying hi. So say hi and introduce yourself is step 1. And this automatically turns any pair or small group activity into a community building activity. This is especially important on Zoom because students on phones can't see all their classmates' faces on one screen. They have to swipe back and forth. So using breakouts helps students get to know each other even when they're not able to see everyone at once on their phones. It's also really helpful to establish routines and expectations. This helps students know what to expect and helps them feel comfortable in the class. It's good to reteach classroom routines, even if you taught them in the fall session, because this is going to be a good reminder for returning students and a really helpful support for new students to help them fit into the class. Another idea is to ask your class to generate their expectations of each other so that they're creating the class culture rather than the teacher imposing a list of rules. This is also built into my first week lesson plans, and you can find a specific lesson plan for this activity below the video in the newsletter. So that was question 1. Question 2 is, what if my class votes for the same topics again? This can be daunting, especially if you have a mix of returning and new students in your class. You feel like you don't want to repeat the same old lessons again because some students have already seen them. But actually, this is great. If your returning students voted for the topic again, it means they're reflecting on their understanding and they know they want more practice with this topic. So you don't need to totally rewrite your plans. You can just tweak them a little. One idea is to dig into the Literacy Minnesota lesson plans. They are linked below this video in the newsletter, and they integrate speaking, listening, pronunciation, grammar, reading, writing, all the important stuff into lesson plans that prioritize real communication. Plus, they have all of the worksheets and materials already attached. They do take some adaptation for online teaching. You can always contact me for support, and you can join us for our session on adapting in-person resources for Zoom teaching on February 3rd. You can find the RSVP link in the calendar above or below, somewhere in the newsletter, probably below. There are so many resources on the teacher resource page. There are activities, videos, texts, plug and play activity templates. All of these can be plugged into your existing lesson plans to mix them up a little bit. If you forgot the password, email me. And of course, email me or give me a call If you're feeling overwhelmed or just want to brainstorm some ideas together at any point in the session, give me a call. I'm here to support you. Have a great start to your classes.